Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Ryan Nelson. Welcome back to Google AdWords Made Easy. This should be video 2 for you right now. What we're going to do is go through some definitions that you may need to understand to get a bigger understanding of how Google AdWords works and some of the terminology that I will be using. Some of these may seem very easy and basic to some people. Some people these might sound brand new to, but I really think it's important that you understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to go over each term right now and kind of show you what it is in the video. But below this video, you will see that every term that I mention in this video is going to show up below this video. Now there's going to be a download sheet. If you download that sheet, any terms that I may say in the future that I find relevant, I will put into the kind of like the glossary of terms. Now, don't feel like you need to memorize these terms. Just remember that if I say it and I say, hey, this is important, use your click-through rate, this is very important, and you can't remember, you can refer to that page just to get a quick understanding of what that is. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do simple examples. So if I go to Google and I type in Houston real estate and I hit enter, right here are the 3 Google AdWords. Now if I do this action, that is a click. See, I just clicked on the link which took me to the page, the website. So a click occurs whenever a user sees an ad that is clicked on. It's also known as a click-through. So if someone clicks on this ad, they're clicking through to your page. Now, what is a click-through rate? It is the number of clicks an ad receives divided by the number of times the ad has appeared. Simply put, if you have a high click-through rate, it means your ad is performing good. If you have a low click-through rate, it means it is performing poorly. And we're going to go over those numbers. But simply, if someone looks at this ad, Houston properties for sale, and no one's clicking on it, you may want to change the ad to improve your click-through rate. So if 100 people come to this page and half of them click on this ad, you have a 50% click-through rate. That's what a click-through rate is. Now, average cost per click. That's pretty self-explanatory. It's the average amount paid each time an ad is clicked. So if I clicked on this ad and it cost him $2 one time, and the next time it cost him $8, and then $4, then $1, then 50 cents, it's going to take the average of all of those clicks and tell you what that price is. So it would be maybe $2 a click or 75 cents a click. That is your average cost per click. Now, what is your average position? This tells basically where your ads appear in the search result each time based on your bid. So you may show up here, Houston properties for sale. If it shows up number 1 and then number 3 the next day, your average might be a number 2. It's the average position of where your ads are going to show up. So Houston, let's try Houston homes for sale. This would be position 1, position 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if you show up here, you'll get an average position of about 5. And it rounds it off to rational. It's going to be like 2.4, which means you're normally sitting in number 2 or number 3 position. Also on position, if I go to page 2, it will show a different set of ads. So you could be position page 2, ad 3, which is okay. You're going to understand that being on the first page isn't always the best by return of investment. Now, content network. Now, what is a content network? A content network is a contextual targeting These networks, which networks are basically websites. So if I own a website and I'm not a real estate agent, but I may talk about real estate and homes in Houston, on my blog, I could have a textual ad that says something like new homes in Houston. That is a content network. That is where I'm placing my ads, not in the search for the keyword, but if someone searches Houston home for sale, and they click on kbhome.com, and on here, if they are a part of the content network, your ad will show up on their page. These are great ads because they're extremely cheap compared to search, but they're not as visible. So that's what a content network is. It's a group of websites promoting your keyword for Google. Now, conversions. This is a really important key term. A conversion is when a visitor, after clicking on your ad and arrives to your website, they complete a specific action. For a real estate agent, that might be putting in their contact information or contacting you, or requesting a home, or requesting to view a home, or requesting more information about your home. That would be your conversion. This is very important to understand, because if your conversion rates are high, you're doing really good. But if your conversion rates are low and you're getting a lot of clicks, that means your AdWords are working, but you may have to work on your web page. So conversions are very important. Now, a conversion rate is exactly what I just said. It's the rate of which a visitor or a prospect desires the action on your website. So if they click on your link and they call you, your conversion rate will increase. If they click on your link and they don't call you, that means your conversion rate will decrease. So that's what the conversion rate is. Okay, so what is the display URL? This is the next kind of term when I say your display URL. The display is what actually shows up in the ad. So for instance, if I look at kingwoodonline.com, I don't know what's going to happen. This is the display URL. And now if you look up here into the real URL that shows up in the box, the www dot, it says www.kingwoodonline.com/Oakhurst. This is the destination URL. This is the URL that the visitor actually goes to when they click on the ad. This is the URL, which is the display URL. So for instance, if I was Elliott Holmes, I might have elliottholmes.com show up on every one of my ads for branding purposes, but when they click on the ad, they might go to Elliott Holmes luxury homes page. That would be the destination URL. Now, I've kind of went over this, but I'm going to go over it again. A keyword. A keyword is simply a phrase that an ad will be targeted at. When a targeted keyword is searched, your ad will appear. So Houston homes for sale is the keyword, and your ad is appearing under that keyword. Now this is where we're going to get, this is where it can get just a tad bit confusing, but most people grasp it after I go over these examples. A broad keyword allows your ad to appear for searches on similar phrases and variations. So if your keyword was yellow shoes, your ad could show up for searches like yellow running shoes, or shoes with yellow laces, or yellow and blue shoes. So that's a broad key phrase, a key match, a broad keyword match. Now a phrase keyword match will only show up when that specific phrase is used. So if I had the specific phrase yellow shoes, then yellow running shoes would not show up. What would show up would be running yellow shoes, but not yellow running shoes. Or shoes with yellow laces would not show up because my key phrase is yellow shoes. So if it was yellow shoes with laces, then it will show up. So it has to have the exact word yellow shoes, that exact phrase. That's a phrase match. Now, an exact keyword match means it will only show up, your ad will only show up for a specific keyword. So if I put in Houston homes for sale, and this was what I was bidding on as an exact match key term, if someone put in the search bar Houston homes for sale under 100K, my ad's not going to show up. As you can see, that the ad that was number one is gone. Sales under 100K or over 100K. It's not going to show up because that is an exact keyword match. So I'm going to do this real quickly using this for all three terms. So Houston homes for sale, if that was my broad keyword match, if someone put Houston homes for sale by owner, my website would show up if I was bidding on the broad term. If I was bidding on the phrase, I would show up as well because Houston homes for sale by owner, this would be my phrase. But if I did Houston homes by owner for sale, Houston homes by owner for sale, my keyword would not show up because it's even though it says Houston homes and it has for sale, if it's not the exact phrase, it won't show up. Now the exact term, Houston homes for sale, it's always going to show up if you have the exact term. This is very important when you create your keyword list because in your keyword list, you get different prices and different types of users based on broad keywords, phrase keywords, and exact keywords. Now I'm going to show you how to do it basically with exact and phrase. I don't ever do broad very often because it can get very dangerous and very expensive. But I want you to understand those terms. Now a negative keyword. So a negative keyword would be something like a word or phrase used in a pay-per-click advertising that allows you to block an unwanted search, or you don't want your ad to appear for a specific search. So Houston homes for sale, and I'm going to use, let's say you were using Houston homes for sale, but you didn't want homes in Missouri City. Like if someone typed in Houston homes for sale in Missouri City, if you didn't want Missouri City, you could put Missouri City as a negative keyword. Then if someone writes that in, your ad will not show. This is very important. For instance, if you are, let's say you are selling a iPod. If someone Googles free iPods, you don't want your display ad to show up because that user wants it for free and you're not going to give it away for free. So when they click on your ad, you're wasting money. So you can do a negative keyword for free, and then if anybody types in iPod with the word free, your ad will not show up. That is a negative keyword. Now we're going to work with those just a little bit, but not a lot. I want you to understand what that is. Now, I'm going to refer to this as two different things, a landing page and a marketing page. This is the next definition we want to learn. A landing page is actually where this is the web page that searchers arrive at after clicking on an advertisement. So if I go Houston home for sales, as you can see, that Houston home listing source is now number 3 based on bidding. But if I Google this term and I click on the telfair.com, this is the landing page. This is the page that you will land on whenever you click on the ad. Now, I also like to refer to these as marketing pages because what I'm going to teach you in a little bit, certainly as a realtor or a real estate agent or a dentist or a lawyer, you may want a marketing page to market not a listing, but your profession on what you do. And that will be your marketing page. Almost the same thing in terms of Google AdWords. So if I say when they click on it and they go to your marketing page, I'm meaning the same thing as landing page in the Google AdWords modules. So simply, a landing page is the web page that a searcher arrives at after clicking on your advertisement. Now, um, a text ad is essentially what you see in the Google AdWords. It's ads that only use text to convey the message. The primary type of ad for Google AdWords is in the Google search right here are text ads. So this is all text ads. There's no images. That would be more like a banner ad. So if I say text ad, I'm simply talking about an ad that is done all through text, as you can see on each one of these. And that would be a text ad. Now, the last term that I'm using isn't really a term, it's a software. And I believe it's free, so you don't need to pay for this. Actually, it is free. It's a free desktop application. It's called Adwords Editor. It's a free desktop application used for managing your AdWords account. It helps you make bids, bid adjustments, create new ads, and change the delivery of your ads. I believe this is a very, very important tool, and it's going to be very important because when I give you a keyword list, you will be able to upload them all into your AdWords campaign and not even have to type anything into AdWords or retype my keywords. Because if I give you 500 to 1,000 keywords, I don't think that you're going to want to go through and manually type those in. You can use the AdWords editor and upload my Excel file straight into your AdWords account. And that is the AdWords editor. So at the bottom of this video, you can download this definition sheet and print it. So if I ever use the keywords in future videos, you can, if you forget, you can look at it. I'll probably go over them again in the videos just so you understand. But it's nice to have right there beside you. If you ever want to come back to this page, everything that I just talked about, those definitions are written out in some form below this video. And also there is a link there, so you can click on that link and go to the AdWords editor and download it and put it on your desktop. That's going to be what you manage all of your campaigns on. And I'm not sure if you need an account to do that. If you do, we'll come back to it, but I just want you to know what the AdWords editor is. So if I refer and say go to your AdWords editor, you know it's that free desktop application on your desktop. These are the key terms that I really think that you need to understand when dealing with Google AdWords. You don't need to memorize these. You just need to understand them so when we talk about it, you know exactly what I'm talking about and you'll be able to perform those steps a lot more efficiently. So that's all I've got for this video. It's a definition video. Now we're going to start getting into the nuts and bolts and understanding and starting to create your ad campaigns. I'm going to go over some of the stuff we already talked about again, so don't worry if I say a keyword and you're not sure or a definition, I'll probably go over it again, so do not get flustered. We're going to take our time. You should be able to go through all these modules in the next day, so don't feel like we're wasting time here. I just really wanted you to understand these terms. So thanks again for your time. I'll see you in the next video.